invited me on a brand trip. We're out here with Liquid IV. We're out here with Fenty Beauty.
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? What the fuck the function? The way I feel right now, I feel like we need to be all alone. So if you're just playing around, you need to tell your girl, take a fine ass home. That's real. Stop teasing me. Stop teasing me. I can change your life so easily. I keep begging you to stay, but you
It's giving Italian courtyard. So, oh god, the lighting is horrible. Let me turn it up. There we go, a little bit better. Welcome to the start of the Euro summer vlogs. Can't believe I'm saying that to you guys out loud. Euro summer? Me? CK? Yeah, so I am currently staying in Italy. I leave in less than 2 hours. I'm here with my aunt. She invited me on a brand trip. You know, we're out here with Liquid IV. We're out here with Fenty Beauty. We're out here manifesting, y'all. I'm manifesting. No, but all jokes aside, I am out here on a trip with my aunt. Not many people can live to say they've had this experience, so I took the chance and I was like, we're going. The two things I needed to hear was, is that a bridge? I'm getting distracted because now, you know when you arrive to a new place and you don't have time to look at your surroundings because it might be evening or nighttime when you're starting to get in. We got here right in the evening, so in about 2 hours time, everything was dark. So we couldn't really explore, so to speak. And we were tired from 2 days of travel. It's crazy. Anyways, aside from that, I haven't spoken to you guys since the start of my trip. So we left on Friday, June 20th. For those of you who don't know, I am from America. No, you guys know that. I'm from New York, so the time difference from New York and Italy is roughly, they're 6 hours ahead. It's been pretty easy communicating with loved ones back home because the time difference isn't too rough, which is good. But yeah, I'm out here with my aunt on a trip. We are going on an MSC cruise. She got invited by one of her friends and her friend's family, so that'll be dope. I'm trying to keep track of the time here because I said I was going to talk to you guys and I want to charge my phone because that's something was a cultural shock for me. I mean, I knew that Europe had different outlets than us, but I underestimated it, so to speak. Like, I should have just splurged and got it on Amazon. Let's put it like that. I should have got myself a converter so that I could have made my life easier. But I was just thinking about the cruise. Let me rewind. So we got here a day earlier. Our trip leaves today. Our cruise leaves today, but we flew out and got here Saturday evening because we wanted to make sure we're here, we're settled, you know. We're not taking any chances with any flight delays or any of that mess that comes with long distance traveling and the airport in general. So we left Friday, June 20th. I went to work that day. I immediately left from work that day and jumped straight into, we're on vacation mode. We're on vacation mode. So I got a ride to the airport from my boyfriend, and I arrived at the airport around 7 p.m. So that was clutch. Around 6:30, actually. Let me give myself credit. Me and my aunt agreed that we were going to meet there at a certain time, and I got there earlier than expected. So went ahead, went through all of that fun stuff. TSA, checking in your luggage. I haven't checked the bag in so long. So it felt so foreign to me. I was like, girl, we got to get back into traveling. Like, international travel, like out of the country. Even if we're just getting flued out to Caribbean islands, we got to get back into the routine of things. Because when I tell you guys I was so rusty, I was like, wait, what happens next? What am I supposed to do? This cost how much? I don't remember that. And then things have changed, you know, in our current climate in the States. So be careful when you're out here traveling. But anyways, our first flight was to Portugal. So I can now say I've been to Portugal for 2 hours, 2.5 to 3, I'm gonna say 3 hours, because we had a layover in Portugal. We broke up our flight. Instead of doing one straight flight, you can do that. You can choose to do a non-stop flight straight to your destination, which is for us, Italy, because that's where our cruise is leaving out of. But we decided to break up the journey, and I'm glad we did it that way. Not only was it better for my pockets, but just better in general. It's like going on a long road trip and deciding to just do the entire road trip instead of like breaking up the time. So we arrived in Portugal. Our flight wasn't scheduled to leave until about 11 o'clock on Friday night. So we arrived to Portugal the following morning at around 10:30ish a.m. And yeah, so we were in Portugal. Our next flight in Lisbon, our next flight wasn't scheduled to leave until like 2:30 in the afternoon that same day. So yeah, we were there for a couple of hours, more than a little 3 hours, if you catch my drift. So I've been to Portugal. I had McDonald's in Portugal, like so many little things. Had Mickey D's, because I was like, all right, while we're sitting here in the airport, I'm one that I prefer to eat before I get on the flight. On this flight to Portugal, something I haven't done in a long time, which was eat the food on the plane that comes with the flight, because it was such a long flight. We flew out of Newark Airport, so our flight from there was roughly 7 hours, give or take. It was like 6 hours and 50 minutes or something like that. So it was like a 7-hour flight to Portugal, which is actually not bad. So if I was to ever travel to Portugal, I could just take the flight straight there. Because it was such a long flight, we got food on that flight. So yeah, so we did that. I was so exhausted, y'all, so exhausted. From there, we landed in Portugal, chilled at the airport until it was time for our next flight, which would be from Lisbon, Portugal to Venice, Italy. So we are in Venice. We're not in Milan, we're not in Bari, we're in Venice. So yeah, so that flight was even shorter. So you can imagine there was no food offered on the plane, like just light stuff, like a little chocolate, not even a little cookie, y'all. A little, I'm talking the chocolate was the size of an almond. So I'm about to put my feet up because I've been out here longer than I thought. It's 11:12 right now here. I also had to change my wallpaper just to fit the Euro summer vibes. Even in another country, I'm still worried about vlogging with people around. Somebody was about to get on the elevator. The elevators are literally right behind me. So I was like, all right, let's end this clip here. So yeah, first of all, it's already hot, y'all. We went down to have breakfast. Let me show y'all where we had breakfast. I mean, you can't really see it, but there's some umbrellas down there. So we had breakfast down under here, and then we walked. You can see the staircase from here. There's a set of stairs, and we walked up to sit by the pool, see how that was. Let me zoom out. It's already hot. Let's actually see what the temperature is right now. What's the heat index right now? Today the high is gonna be 86, and it gets hot. It gets hot out here. This is the temperature right now. This whole week's supposed to be nice. Thursday, Friday. I mean, granted, we're not in Italy the whole week. We'll be, in other countries. That's the whole point of the cruise. But anyways, from Lisbon, Portugal to Venice, Italy, the flight was 2.5 hours. They estimated it to be about almost 3 hours, but we got here in 2.5 hours, so that was cool. So I took me a nice, beautiful nap. I didn't bother waking up for the little almond-sized chocolate or my little teacup, my little medicine cup size of water, because that's what it feels like when you're parched on a long journey. That's what you're getting offered. If you want the big stuff, you gotta pay up. So anyways, yeah, we arrived in Venice that same day, which was yesterday, Saturday, June 21st. And we found us a nice taxi. We got our luggage, thank God. I always hear nightmares and horror stories about like people losing their luggage when they do international flights, and I was like, not today, Satan. After we deboarded the plane, we were able to collect our luggage immediately, so that was great. It was almost like they got it out real quick, so that was good. All right, so the last thing I want to say, because it's about to be 11:30 in a few minutes, and I want to wrap this up because I got to go do my face and get dressed, and make sure we have everything checked out of the room. But the airport, y'all, the airport was like a rude awakening for me, or like a culture shock, if you will. And by that I mean, this is how I was dressed for the airport. Like, I did not plan. I was just thinking of comfort in mind. I had on compression socks. I don't want to be wearing a cute outfit and got compression socks on. And not only that, but I was thinking of the airport of it's a public space. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'm gonna walk around. I don't want my good clothes touching all of them germs. You know what I mean? When I tell you people going to Europe are dressed to the nines already, it don't matter. They're dressed to the nines. They got on their linens. They got on their cute dresses. They got on so many cute outfits. I was just watching the airport fashion. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, so it's been a long journey to get here. And we finally made it. And I'm happy to be on vacation. I see the hype about